Hey, what's up everybody? It's the Crypto Ginger here. Guys, I wanted to start this video off with this image here, and of course, if you have been part of the XRP community for quite some time, you followed people, for example, such as Bearable Guy 123 or the Ripple Riddler, you might be familiar with this imagery here. Now, I'm not going to go and talk about those particular individuals. I just wanted to say that I find it very ironic that one of the last few images we got was this one right here, and of course, it's a calendar of 2019. You can see that the sun is shining behind the month of May. Everyone anticipated that this right here was supposed to be the start of maybe something good for XRP. Again, this actually came out last year, 2018, and we were seeing this actually start coming into fruition now. As a matter of fact, when you start looking at the charts, as you can see, XRP is sitting just over 43 cents, so it's actually maintaining its strength there by comparison to a lot of the other altcoins out here. As a matter of fact, it definitely has some of the highest performance when it comes to its change right now, sitting at roughly around 14% in its positive change. So again, a lot of movement is still taking place in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, but very strong focus is on those top performing coins, especially XRP. A couple of articles I wanted to quickly go in when it comes to what's happening in the news today. Now that residents of New York are able to get themselves into cryptocurrencies a lot easier through Coinbase, especially getting themselves into XRP, the real question is, will we start seeing Wall Street money start flowing into the cryptocurrency ecosystem as well? And of course, on navigate.com here, you can see that question is actually being asked here. Will Wall Street settle for Ripple XRP as money flow to crypto? And of course, what we can see here is that in this particular article, it does bring up quite a bit of points when it comes to what's been developed for XRP and Ripple the company. And of course, we've also seen people taking to Twitter to kind of respond on this. For example, someone by the handle of Cryptopolis_X recently posted that money is moving from stocks to digital assets. Traditionally, when the stock return outlook is diminished, capital moved into bonds or commodities. Now there's a new kid on the block, digital assets. Wall Street will choose XRP, the greatest digital asset. Go XRP, go. And of course, this right here is definitely something that I would imagine is an opinionated piece, but also it has a lot of fundamentals backing it up because of, again, what we've been letting on by Ripple, the company, what they're trying to do with their products, and of course, how to make a use case out of the XRP digital asset for these banks and financial institutions and even exchanges across the globe. Now, of course, it goes further to state that settle for Ripple XRP will be strategic, and this is part of the plan for, obviously, when Wall Street money is to be flowing into the cryptocurrency space here. And it goes over a little bit more in regards to the talk of the banks and the big players out there that have actually been testing some of the products from Ripple. What we can see here is that notably more banks and financial institutions are testing and even endorsing Ripple Inc. products to facilitate cross-border money transfer. The banks range from Bank of America, World Bank, IMF, EuroXM Bank, Standard Chartered Bank, the SBI Banking Group in Japan, and of course, MoneyGram is also on the list of financial institutions working with Ripple. So very, very big names when it comes to those entities out there working with Ripple Inc. and what Ripple has to offer to make cross-border payments, for example, a lot faster and easier. Now, of course, keep in mind, guys, again, a lot of this is going to take some time to develop, and we're going to start seeing a lot more in the way of, I would imagine, banks announcing that they're starting to utilize XRP or taking advantage of things such as XRapid. A lot of banks are already currently using XCurrent. So again, we have banks that are part of the Ripple network. Ripple themselves have already stated that they have roughly 200 plus banks and financial institutions onboarded. That is a substantial amount, and that number is always growing. As a matter of fact, we still have a couple of things that we can easily fall back on when it comes to some of the announcements we heard in 2018, for example. Don't forget that last year, 2018, Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, did come out stating that I've publicly stated that by the end of the year, 2019, I have every confidence that major banks will use XRapid as a liquidity tool. And of course, this is what he told CNBC, really specifying that dozens of banks will be using the cryptocurrency product by 2019. So again, very, very big when it comes to what we're supposed to be expecting for the rest of 2019, going to the end of that and going into 2020. So a lot more development is still taking place, guys, and we're only sitting at 43 cents, which means that XRP at this point in time is still a very, very, very good discounted rate. And I would imagine that Once it actually shoots past 50 cents, we might not even see it go back down to those numbers we were just seeing for the longest bear market that we've actually just dealt with. So again, this right here might be the perfect opportunity entry time. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just letting you know. With all the announcements, with all the banks, what do you think is going to happen to the price of XRP? And if it does shoot up, are you going to be somebody who missed out on that particular boat there, trying to get yourself into something that actually gives you a lot of potential to make some gains? So again, something to keep in mind, guys. I just want to let everyone know that we have a lot more to be looking out for when it comes to the rest of 2019 alone. Now, since we're on the subject of Ripple execs, we don't want to go too far away from someone named Ryan Zagon. He has played a major part for Ripple, especially when it comes to working on the legislation for understanding how we would label XRP, for example. And of course, Ryan Zagon is definitely a pretty big person when it comes to Ripple. He is the Director of Regulatory Relations. So again, a very strong focus on the regulations behind XRP and what actually would be labeled as. As a matter of fact, according to this article here, we can see that Ryan Zagon stated that technology needs to be a national security issue for the U.S. to ensure that the country is a leader and not reliant on foreign innovators. And this is absolutely true. He goes further to state that there is a broad discussion in Washington around 5G being dominated by foreign firms and the U.S. being reliant on foreign technology and foreign expertise. With blockchain and crypto, I think there is a recognition now that these will be part of our future infrastructure. It's important both for national security and from an economic perspective that the U.S. is a leader in that. And he is absolutely correct about this right here. We've obviously seen that the United States has tried to maintain a leadership when it comes to different types of technologies, fintech technologies coming out. And of course, now that we have this new cryptocurrency asset that's being classified and it's only really about 10 years old, this right here is something that the United States needs to actually maintain being dominating on as well, so that we are the innovative force when it comes to all the technologies backing it up. Now, that's not to say that other countries aren't going to be innovative as well. It's just the United States really is a leader when it comes to a lot of these different types of performances, and Ryan Zagon is correct. In order for us to stay strong as a United States country, we need to make sure that we are also the leader of all of this particular infrastructure when it comes to, again, the fintech technology, whether it's blockchain or distributed ledger technology or simply cryptocurrencies. The idea that we have someone from Ripple working really, really hard on this particular legislation, and of course the regulations behind what we can classify a lot of these cryptocurrencies, especially XRP. So keep that in mind, guys. We have some players out there that are working really hard when it comes to trying to do the right stuff for not just Ripple, the company, and XRP, the digital asset, but for those who are actually investing into this cryptocurrency ecosystems. So again, some very big moves that are taking place as we speak under the radar. My guess is we're going to start seeing a lot of this come into fruition very soon when it comes to seeing some sort of regulatory clarity. Now, I understand that the news has been oversaturated when it comes to the talk of Fidelity joining the ecosystem here, and of course allowing for the process of having Bitcoin and XRP as part of their platform for investors. That is absolutely huge, especially seeing that Fidelity is actually going to heavily invest in XRP for sure. So with a lot of these regulation concerns that we're dealing with, it's very nice to start seeing that these big name players out there are really still focusing on those digital assets such as XRP. And now we're getting reference that TD Ameritrade's vice president spills the Bitcoin beans by saying tens of thousands of our clients want crypto. Now, this isn't limited to any particular cryptocurrency, but I would imagine that a lot of them do have a strong focus on Bitcoin because, well, that is the gateway particular cryptocurrency right now that a lot of people are familiar with. And of course, it allows them to get themselves immersed into the cryptocurrency ecosystem relatively easy because, again, it is a very big name when it comes to this market here. But outside of that, we definitely know that there are a lot more available options for these particular people and investors getting themselves into this ecosystem here faster and more efficiently, such as XRP. So I'm going to guess that we're going to start seeing a lot more in the way of TD Ameritrade offering different types of cryptocurrency investments for their particular customers and clients out there, and seeing that there are what looks to be roughly around 60,000 clients that are looking to get themselves into cryptocurrencies. That's a substantial amount of investors there. So again, TD Ameritrade trying to make moves now and looking possibly in the direction of the cryptocurrency space to help with those particular investors there. So again, another big move here. A couple other things I want to quickly go over as well. Now, this is going to be a very quick talk when it comes to the technical analysis side of things. I'm not someone who does a lot of TA when it comes to charts, but if you are, then News BTC might be something that's up your alley, because on this particular site, you can see that a lot of people focus on doing different types of chart analysis here. What I wanted to point out is that with a lot of these particular experts in TA charts, we're hearing now the talk that since XRP has breached those particular psychological points, for example, hitting 40 cents, and now we're seeing it at 43 cents. There is a very strong likelihood, guys, that we can start seeing this push all the way at 280 cents. And I understand that right there doesn't sound like a large amount of money, but had you been someone who purchased XRP at 29 or even 30 cents, you can actually stack a actually really high potential amount of XRP into your bags there. And when XRP jumps up in pennies, then it actually shows that your gains are jumping up significantly, because the more XRP you have, obviously, the more money you'll be able to have in gains. Now, again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm just letting you know that those TA charts out there, the guys that do the technical analysis, they're looking at this from a perspective that could show us we're going to see even more money flowing into the cryptocurrency market, and it's going to go to coins such as XRP. When it happens to be the case, we're going to see that particular price point jumping up even from 43 cents all the way up to 50. If it breaks that, then we could easily see it jump up to something like 80 cents. And if you are someone who purchased XRP at 29 and 30 cents, then not only have you doubled your money, but you're getting close to almost tripling your money there. So something to think about, guys, when it comes to these particular movements here and the investments that you're actually getting involved with. So think about all this, guys, and let me know what you also think if you're someone who deals with technical analysis as well. So do you think we're going to see in the very near future an 80-cent XRP? If so, please leave that in the comment section. If you want to go through the process of actually giving price predictions, I love seeing all of that in the comment section anyways. Your guys' dialogue is amazing, so keep that up, guys, and let me know what you guys think about that. And one last thing I want to go over as well. Now, interesting enough, we've heard a lot of different types of companies that are involved in the fintech technology, whether it's blockchain or distributed ledger technology, or even just simply dealing with cryptocurrencies. There's a lot of talk around the gaming industry and having these two worlds actually coexisting or merging together in some form of fashion. And just recently we heard in reference of how Ripple could actually be a part of the gaming industry as well. Well, here we're actually seeing on the article here from Invest in Blockchain that Ripple now admits it can support the $50 billion gaming market. Of course, this was something that happened on Twitter, where we saw that Wired had posted that virtual goods are a 50 billion plus annual market, but gamers don't really own the virtual items that they pay for. They're ultimately pixels that disappear when you delete the game. Developers want to use blockchain to turn these ephemeral items into assets. And as you can see, Ripple then responded with, "There's an exciting opportunity to leverage blockchain technology in the gaming world, and we're thrilled to support the Fort platform through Xspring." So you can see that Ripple is already involving themselves into the gaming industry, and they're using the help of Xspring to do so. Now, if they actually go through the process of actually capturing a large majority of this particular gaming market, can you imagine $50 billion just flowing through, for example, XRP? I understand it would flow through a lot of other cryptocurrencies, but that is a substantial amount of money to actually get onboarded into XRP market, just because of what Ripple can do with the help of Xspring, and of course them linking themselves up to the gaming industry. So something to keep in mind, guys, when it comes to what's taking place on a very large scale here. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to Ripple and getting themselves into the gaming industry as well. And of course, guys, again, this right here is the beginning stages of what's happening in this entire cryptocurrency ecosystem. The sky's the limit at this point in time, and if you are an early adopter of cryptocurrencies, especially XRP, then you have a large wave to ride out. And of course, this right here, this wave could actually last for an extended amount of time, and we're talking years because of how early this whole entire process is. So again, let me know what you guys think about this information here, guys. There's a substantial amount of information still ongoing and actually coming out every single day, so I'm going to try to keep everybody alerted to that. But again, thank you for being a part of this channel and actually watching this video. If you are new to this channel, please hit the like and subscribe button, and of course take advantage of any of those links in the description to secure your cryptocurrencies either offline with the Ledger, or maybe even just simply on your mobile phone with the Uphold wallet. Outside of that, thanks again for watching, guys. Bye bye.